And so it was a sad day for Warriors, and therefore the world. Another nerf bat, another nerf bat. I'm not sure how I feel about this one. The AoE one with Blade Storm and Odin's Fury was warranted, but not sure how I feel about this one. Mage got nerfed again because Mage is still very strong. Warrior got a 3% nerf, meaning we're about roughly 4% nerf for single target, and now about from what we were previously like 5.5% nerf in AoE, which I mean still isn't like, it's not like a lot, but it's still more like, Blizzard, we have one of the worst tier sets in the game to the point where we look like we're overperforming compared to every other class. I really don't think the 3% nerf is warranted, especially considering as other players get their tier sets and their strength increases, whereas we get our tier set and we maybe get like 2 to 3% from it, where some classes are getting upwards of like 10. I think the 3% was not exactly warranted. Me personally, at least. Do I think this is going to change whether you play Arms or Fury? There's plenty of bosses where you still want Fury, like Burst AoE is still good. Like, even on Queen, Burst AoE is going to be good. Broodkeeper Burst is going to be good. Maybe you play Arms on, like... I mean, I'd say you... I'd say maybe you want to play Arms on, like, Nexus Queen now, potentially. But one of the issues with Nexus Queen is if you hit 10% health... if you had 10% health on Nexus Queen, you just instantly die, so having the additional stamina on top of the 10% DR while in rage, and we have very high rage uptime, is very, very good for that fight. Which, realistically, as long as you're not getting hit by shit, you shouldn't die anyway. But it is still something to consider. Just being tanky on that fight is good, because you're effectively at 90% HP the whole time, instead of 100. But it is... Nah, I could... I don't know. Like, I want to, like... Maybe I'm gaslighting myself, you know? Honestly, this music's too loud. I don't know why I made the music so loud. Maybe I'm, like, gaslighting myself a little bit, you know? Where I'm sitting here going, oh, well, we don't need this. Oh, we don't... you know what I mean? Where I'm like, oh, well, we didn't need... Maybe we did. I just don't, like... Getting nerfed twice sucks, especially after we already received a significant AoE nerf. The other issue I have with this is... These nerfs are directly looking at Raid and will significantly impact Mythic Plus. And we haven't even gotten to Mythic Plus yet. Warriors are performing very well in, like, Mythic Zeros and Heroics, but the mobs die before Warrior even gets to use, like, their CDs stop rolling. Like you Odin's Fury and Blade Storm, and the mobs are dead before your Blade Storm's over, you know? So Warrior just looks really good on this low-end content, but when we start getting some real high-end content, I feel like it might be problematic that they keep nerfing Fury. Like, if what they wanted to do was give us, like, another 1.5 or 2% compensatory buff for a single target specifically through our tier set, maybe that would be good, but I don't know. I don't really think the 3% is extremely warranted, especially on top of the already large or sizable AoE nerfs. I don't know. We'll have to see how it plays out. We'll have to see the numbers realistically, but because you say, oh, it's just 3%, but that 3% could be the difference, because that's 3% on top of the AoE nerfs, but so that could be the difference between the Gahunis on Broodkeeper or the ads on the last boss being able to be blown up by us or not. Because Burst AoE is still a very desired profile, I still see us playing Fury for the majority of it. I just think that 3% kind of... honestly, you know what it is? It's not even the AoE getting nerfed. The AoE getting nerfed, I was kind of fine with. When you start nerfing our single target, it becomes a problem for me. Because our single target makes our AoE, like in our general rotation, But nerfing the burst AoE like Goat's Fury Blade Storm is fine. Bro, I'm just like rambling and ranting to myself about this because I'm just annoyed. It's just more of the fact that we're getting another nerf on top of the nerf we already got because we're performing well in Heroic without even having a full fucking tier set to work with. You know what I mean? And other classes are going to become significantly stronger with their tier set, where we are maybe getting like 2%, 2-3% maybe. Because the 4 set's dog shit for Fury. Better for arms, I mean, this makes arms look way better, and if you can just fit cleave in and do a decent amount of damage, like if you need to save burst AoE, like save a Blade Storm, it's definitely the single target loss, but if you can play arms and have a lot of single target damage and just save Blade Storm when you need it, then that might be the play, depending on how much they continue to nerf Fury. But I don't know. Not a fan of when our single target gets significant nerfs like this, just because it has far wider reaching impact than just, hey, raid tuning, haha, Heroic Week. Because Heroic Week doesn't fucking matter at all. It's just Heroic. No tier sets, none of that shit. I don't know. I'm annoyed. You've heard me annoyed. I'm looking over at my thing. This is basically the most nothing thing ever, and I've been annoyed for like 6.5 minutes, and I've been annoyed more for earlier today. Alright. Okay. I'm done being annoyed. Bye-bye. I'm not done being annoyed. I'm just telling.